Do not hit mommy. Leo, you're not helping. How about you sit right here? Thank you for not hitting mommy. Do you need a hug? No. Okay. Okay. Leo. No, don't hit Jack. No hit.
Bye, Daddy.
You grew up in a home with authoritarian parenting. It's very likely that you grew up in an environment where there was very little sensitivity or acceptance shown for your emotions. Your parents may have sent you to time out, which can actually create emotional abandonment because you're left to deal with your emotions alone. You're left to correct your behavior on your own. That can also teach you to hide your emotions from people, and you can feel really uncomfortable as an adult trying to process through emotions in front of other people, and you might want to run away. Maybe in your home growing up, your emotions were dismissed. Maybe you were told that you were being dramatic. Maybe your parents just ignored all of your emotions entirely. If this is the style of home that you grew up in, and now you are trying to parent your children differently and become a cycle breaker, it can feel really uncomfortable to talk through emotions with your children. In parenting your children, you are often reparenting your own inner child, which is a really beautiful thing at the core because you're healing your inner child in the process. The reason that gentle and respectful parents get so much backlash from people who are living in this cycle, they're carrying on the same cycle that they grew up in, is because we're talking about feelings, and feelings feel really, really uncomfortable for them. If that's you and you're watching this video to this point, I want to encourage you to think through how talking through emotions would have served you as a child. Instead of being dismissed, how would that change your adulthood? Do you want those changes for your children? If the answer to that is yes, I want to invite you to come and click the follow button here and to check out my Considerate Conversation Formula ebook that was just released. If you're like I was a year ago and you're thinking, yeah, okay, I totally want to break the cycle, but I don't even know where to start, the Considerate Conversation Formula would be a really great first step.
Here's my parenting tip of the day, coming from someone who is not an expert, but is an expert in her own children. And this is what I've figured out. It's really easy to become frustrated with young children who get wildly upset over things that are very insignificant. For example, my son just lost his shit over the fact that his remote control car wasn't working because the batteries ran out and it needs to charge. I'm talking like throwing himself on the floor, screaming and wailing, tears coming down his cheeks. And my first reaction was like, damn, dude, like, geez. But then I took a step back and I remembered something. I remembered that our children's worlds are very small. And when your world is small, small things feel big. So yeah, his remote control car running out of batteries might be the worst thing that's happened to him in months. He doesn't have the context of like student debt and your washing machine breaking. So I have to treat these tiny issues as very significant because to him, they are. And this won't last forever.
You don't have to deal with your child's defiance. You could prevent it just by changing your language from don't, stop, you can't, to please use, let's try, first then. Every time you use stop words, your children's brains receive it as an immediate threat. It prepares them to defend themselves. And it will come out as rebellion. Positivity is a practice. For more parenting with understanding education, follow me on Instagram or click the link in my bio.
When an infant is screaming or crying, we understand that this is developmentally appropriate for their age. And what do? We pick them up, use a calm, soothing voice, we let them know that they're safe, we meet their need, and we help them get emotionally regulated. But when a toddler starts screaming and crying, we get frustrated, we call them a brat, we yell, we spank, and we think that that behavior needs disciplining. What if screaming and crying is still developmentally appropriate? What if they still have needs? What if they still need you to help emotionally regulate them? That's what gentle and respectful parenting is all about. Kids are people too.
We have a teen staying with us this week, and she happens to have a lot of piercings. Now, my family is coming into town. So she came to me and she said, "Hey, Crystal, do you want me to remove some of my piercings to make everybody more comfortable?" To which I respond, in my house, you are allowed to be exactly who you are. If somebody has a problem with the way that you look, the way that you dress, or anything about you as a person, As long as you are not harming them, that is their problem. It's not your problem. Do not ever change to make somebody else comfortable. If they are uncomfortable, they can leave. I'm like shaking, I'm sorry. So she said, wow, I have never heard that before. She said, I am always asked to change in order to make other people comfortable. I'll tag a couple of accounts that you can follow for teen content, but if you have little ones like I do, start now. Stop asking them to change. Get yourself out of the habit of asking them to change.
I want to give you guys an example of a natural consequence as it pertains to gentle parenting. If you don't know, I'm new to gentle parenting and learning the ropes, but it's really going well, so I want to share this. A lot of people ask, well, what's a natural consequence? Yesterday, my son straight up punched my daughter in the face. I never really got down to the why of the situation, but either way, not okay. So he didn't get time out, he didn't get spanked, which is probably how I would have handled that in the past. No, the consequence was he was not allowed to play with his sister for the rest of the day. Which my kids are super close, he was devastated. And I explained to him that my job as a mom is to protect my kids and make sure everyone is safe. And if he's the reason that one of my other kids is not safe, he can't be around my other kids. Because no one's allowed to hit my children. And that includes each other. And I felt great about my decision because I didn't lose my cool.
Hey, quit throwing sand. I said quit. Quit throwing sand. That's it. You're done. Get in this house right now. Whoa. Hey kids, why are we throwing sand? That's not safe. Hey, I'm feeling really worried that we're going to hurt someone's eyes. Okay, since we're not stopping throwing the sand, I think I might have to bring your body out of here. Okay, I'm sorry that I have to touch you without your permission, but I have to keep you safe.